Hey all, Cypher, and welcome back to another Outerplane video. Why did I just say my name again? I'm so tired. Honestly, it's pretty busy day. Sunday is quite busy for me here. But apart from that, we have a new update for Outerplane. Of course, it's not as big of an update as probably some people are expecting. But they just had a massive update with Demistella and everything. Just like literally 1 week back. So you cannot expect them to constantly churn out major updates, because that's just not how games work, right? I think this is still like semi-major at least, because there's a lot of new things, and there's also one point of debate that a lot of people are having, and I'm just gonna give my own opinions, right? So of course, you might have already guessed, I did already check out the update. This is not gonna be my first impressions. This is just gonna be my own take, all right? The first one is, of course, gonna be our balance adjustments. Now, I did not honestly expect them to do this balance adjustments in the same month, because like they already did it for Rin and for Alice, I believe, right? Now they're doing it for Elisa and Laplace. Honestly, great choices. Elisa is still usable at least, but Laplace was horrendous. She was so bad, right? All right, let's take a look at her skills, right? Now, first, Elisa, her ultimate ability, Bloody Roar, she had a passive effect where all allies' priority would be pushed by 10% each every time an enemy ends their turn while inflicted with bleeding. This was a great passive, honestly, because it paired really well with bleeding heroes like Beth. I believe there is one more bleeding hero I'm forgetting the name of, because I honestly did not build a bleed comp yet. But yeah, I mean, it paired great with bleeding heroes in general, right? And it also had an active effect, which means it could also be used actively. This was an AoE, 80% chance to inflict bleeding on the target for 2 turns. I believe it increased the chance to 100%, so it was literally all about your enemies, or all about enemies' evasion or enemies' resilience, right? Apart from that, people were unhappy because it required her to have bleeding already on the targets. Well, now after it's being changed, the passive effect states inflicts bleeding on a random enemy for 2 turns while ignoring resilience, and grants Pure Blood's dominion to all allies at the start of battle. These effects cannot be removed. So they literally solved the entire problem. Now it's gonna have a 100% chance to inflict bleeding on a random enemy, keep in mind. This is gonna ignore resilience, so this has like 0 chance of missing. It's gonna be there permanent, and you're gonna get Pure Blood's dominion. Now they do not state what this effect is, but I'm actually really hoping it's the same effect, which means it will increase allies' priority by 10% each time, right, when enemy ends their turn while inflicted with bleeding. I think it's the same effect, but it's now condensed into a new name, which is called Pure Blood's Dominion. I don't think they mentioned it anywhere, which is kind of bad. They should, what this effect is, but it is what it is. Hopefully they will improve over time. I'm not gonna take up their ass for this small mistake or something. The AoE is gonna remain the same as well, so it's gonna have again the same passive and active effect. Really well done. Like, no complaints here. I think it's gonna make her more usable. Honestly, she might not even need more bleeds. Of course she will, just to make use of those bleeds, but I think it's, as a whole, as a utility champion, her utility will now be just more beneficial, because she will now inflict this bleeding anyways at the start of battle. So allies will get 10% priority push anyways, right? Regardless if they have bleeding or not. Second change that they did was her Bloody Roar's skill burst. Now, before it was just flat out increased damage. Now it's skill ratio increased damage, which I think is better because I think it's better. The multipliers might be better. I mean, it has to be, because it's called a buff, right? It has to be. Honestly, no real knowledge of me. I don't know what skill ratio means. Is it because it's scaling with the amount of times the skill has upgraded or something? I don't know. I have zero idea. Coming to Laplace, honestly, Laplace is probably one of the more generous buffs that we have seen in recent times. Certainly better than the Rin buffs that they gave her. So before, it was her ultimate Grand Blue Punishment. It was in single target. The damage increased in proportion to the number of debuffs the target had, and if this attack killed an enemy, she would then gain an instant turn, and she could do that. Her second skill, which is a barrier, right? So this was a great combo, but the fact that she required her to, inflict damage per number of debuffs already made her very niche in so many areas. Like in PvP, usually it's cleave teams. Like, she did not fit in anywhere. She did not fit in cleave teams. She did not fit in bruiser teams. So she really was very I guess dependent. I think she was only used in like stage 10 of the fire boss in the accessory dungeon. But apart from that, like she required so much setup, it was very annoying to use her. Honestly, very annoying. But now, after the buff, now she gains increased effectiveness for 2 turns, and the rest of the thing is literally the same. So she's getting a new buff, she's getting increased effectiveness, so you don't have to worry about building effectiveness on her. I think the skill enhance effects are the same, literally, but now her exclusive equipment, which is Dean's Authority. Now, I don't know what type of psycho player actually built Laplace's exclusive equipment, but wherever you are, or whoever you are, probably you're going to use her in the future. Well, good news for you, right? Earlier, this effect, when using Grand Blue Punishment, increases effectiveness for 2 turns. She got this earlier through EE, right? Now her new EE is going to give her 35 action points. This is crazy. Honestly, 35 action points is a lot, guys. It's almost half a turn, and you can even use the AP special, what's it called? The AP special items, right? To push it even further. I think that's great. I think that's a great thing, and the fact that you also potentially can gain an extra turn, so she can cycle really well, honestly, after this her third skill, right? Apart from that, here's the new hero recall system. A recall system, we already know what this is, honestly. Essentially, you can reward your hero back to its original base form. So, for example, if you leveled your Siren up to 100, or like whatever level you leveled her up to, you can just recall her, and this will give you all your XP items back, all your all your gold back, all your upgrade stones back, all your trust items, your friendship items. If you gave her any trust items to level up her trust level, you will get all of that back. You'll also get the books if you invest in her skills. You literally get each and everything except the gear, right? I don't think you're gonna get back the gear thing, because gear is gear. Like, it's not hero dependent. Of course, you have to then redo her again. She'll be at base level 5, I believe, after that. So yeah, I mean, do it if you want to. If you have made some mistakes. Me personally, I have made mistakes. I made so many mistakes with there's one hero, I'm forgetting, Eva, right? I leveled Eva. I don't know why. I think this for the story mode stage against Veronica, where you require barriers, and also level up Laplace, I think up to 60, so I can recall her probably. Now, we do not know how many times we can recall as of now, but I'm expecting we can recall, I think, every hero, I guess. I'm hoping, at least. Or maybe just the heroes that are getting balance change or nerfed or something like that. We still don't know which heroes are gonna be up for recall, right? Or how many times you can recall, say, in a month, right? We still do not know. I don't think it says here, because it just says to recall a hero, players will need an exclusive resource. Oh, it says we're gonna need a new resource, Time Rewinder. Very cliche name, Outerplane. Expecting something better than you. After the update, Time Rewinders will be sent to every master's in-game mailbox. Okay, so we're gonna get these time reminders probably like sometime after each update, or probably, at a certain period of time. Hopefully we cannot purchase them. Hopefully, because I don't know, this makes more and more pay to win stuff. I mean, this is not essentially pay to win, right? This is not pay to win. This is essentially if you wasted time and you regret it, you're getting a second chance. That's what it is. This is not how pay to win, right? Apart from that, we have the special gear talisman mechanism changes. We already talked about it in the previous update. They already said that talisman effects can be activated by counterattack, revenge, basic first aid, which is TO's passive, and dual attacks, but they're no longer going to be triggered by additional attacks, right? Characters, of course, affected are Noah. Noah has that additional effect with her passive ability, where she does an AoE if she crits, and Vera. Vera, honestly, no clue what she does. I heard she was a pretty top tier 2-star in the open beta, probably the closed beta, I don't know, but yeah, she has fallen off way harder, and yeah. Also, talisman effects can be activated on extra turns, so keep that in mind. So if you're using him in Laplace, right, you kill an enemy, you're still gonna get those CP boosts or talisman boosts, whatever you can call them. Chain point generation according to element adjustments. This is something which is also great, because you're gonna get more CP generation. You can see here before and after, right? And the Transcendence passives will also be applied to all, which is great. I didn't think that they were not being applied. I thought they were already being applied. Were they not? Or I don't know. I have zero clue what this math means, but thankfully they have given us a good table and we can see that it has improved. For example, take Executioner's Charm. At 4-star, it was doing 5 earlier, now it's going to give us 6 CP. At 5-star, it was giving 7 CP earlier, now it's going to give us 9 CP. At 6 stars, it's going to give us 12 CP instead of 10 earlier. Same with pretty much everything except Rogue's Charm. Honestly, Rogue's Charm is just so broken. I'm glad they did not buff this shit. Like, it's super broken. The sad part is Noah's just not going to be able to make use of it because of her additional attack nerfs, right? Arena League update, finally. Now, this is something which a lot of players might be confused about. I just want to clarify, this is not RTA, guys. This is not going to be real-time arena. It's just going to be different seasons. It's the same thing, essentially, what happened in Epic 7. So you're just gonna rotate through seasons, like Gloria season, something Armor season, or something like that. Weird names, right? Just to give a feel that you're participating in something which is limited, right? That's what they do. We're also gonna get some new, what's it called, currencies, which is called League Medals. Now we do not know exactly what the League Medal shop is gonna be or what it's gonna be looking like, because they do not say the items which are gonna be listed. They're just gonna say League Medals can be used in shop to purchase items. So this is just another handy way of giving us more freebies. I'm hoping it has lots of stamina and skip tickets, because those are the actual bottlenecks, especially stamina, man. Like, stamina is such a huge bottleneck nowadays. I mean, honestly, all the 3 currencies, stamina, gold, I think clear tickets are relatively in a good spot now after the last update. But gold and stamina, like, these are amazing bottlenecks, which they really need to introduce a new system through which we can replenish our stamina. For example, they did this in Epic 7 with the leaf system. I'm really hoping they have a similar kind of leaf system, right? Because that will just solve a lot of problems. I don't know why they're not doing the same thing, which is tried and tested in Epic 7, another game that they know they manage, right? It's the same publisher, just the developers are different. And they can just relay back the feedback from the other game to this game, because honestly, frankly, both games are quite similar. Of course, there's huge mechanics in, like, the gacha system, like the heroes, the mechanics, of course, but at the core, I think a lot of players who played Epic 7 feel the same, that they're very similar in nature, right? Apart from my short rant on stamina, because we're gonna probably rant about that later, hint hint. Anyways, apart from that, there's also a new effect called Duelist Pledge, which will be applied for this season, which is called Season of Honor. It lasts for 12 weeks, or for players who do not math, I think it's 3 months, right? Yeah, it's definitely 3 months. And health is going to be increased by 30% upon entering the battle. Now, this is a huge issue for me, because it's screaming that Bruiser's team are just going to be the meta, probably for 3 months straight. Unless there's like heroes, which maybe Noah is good here, because, you know, health means she'll just do more damage to enemies. But again, it's just cringe, because you just release a hero, Demi's to allow her abilities, the damage skills with health. There's also Veronica, who deals more damage according to health if she has her exclusive equipment, which you probably would get if you're running a Bruiser's team, right? So it just feels like the meta is completely skewed towards Bruiser's team, especially as as the season will further proceed. Unless we're just gonna get unless the new heroes in July, which is gonna be Air and one more I'm forgetting the name of, maybe they'll counter this. Like, maybe they will apply something like injuries in Epic 7, where the max health is decreased, or something like that. I don't know. Right? But yeah, for now, at least after the new update, it's looking like Bruisers are gonna see the light of the day in pretty much every single team, right? Yeah, so get your evasion gears ready, get your speed gear ready, counter gear, everything. This is gonna be a nightmare. This is gonna be a nightmare for cleavers, especially cleavers who are DPS, do not have like 280 speed or something like that. It's gonna be insane. Apart from that, Archdemon's runes lower the difficulty, enhance the convenience. Improvements will be made to allow skipping of all battles except for the boss and leader battle based on your combat power. When progressing through the infinite corridor, massive quality of life improve. Like, this was probably one of the most annoying parts. Like, I could easily skip through the brown ones or the basic ones, but the green ones were like so annoying because you had to battle it out all the time. Honestly, the difficulty was not a problem at all. Maybe it was some players because, you know, of course the devs have more data than just us because we're just talking through one single point of view. So maybe it was necessary, right? I don't think the rewards are changed at all. The rewards are pretty much the same because they did not mention that. Okay, we're also getting some high quality artifacts. Great, right? Overall, this made this easy, and I think it should be easy because there's no point of making it hard. It's literally just skill books and stuff like that, right? Anyways, apart from that, points required to purchase gear and survey hub lowered. This was great for new players. Honestly, there's not many players at my level at least because, you know, we are playing from day one in global. I don't think anybody wants these. Maybe somebody who's like really down bad with gear. Maybe this is good stuff for them, but 5-star legendary, at least the weapon and accessories are good, but I would probably just skip out on attack and crit sets. Unless, you know, again, I'm saying if you're down bad, you cannot farm C10 or just any other Glissus 10 or something like that, then these are good substitutes for that, right? These are not, of course, these are not going to be permanent substitutes, and they do have great substats. I mean, this is a great shop overall. Like, the server hub is honestly one of the greatest areas in the game, and I'm hoping you guys are farming your trust level gift items, right, in the adventure hard mode, because they're very necessary. Again, just a daily reminder for you guys. We're also getting one more change. So now we only got one bonus reward for both ecology study and identification. Now we're gonna get in total 6 bonus daily rewards, one for each dungeon, right? So we have red, blue, and green in ecology study, and we have red, blue, and green in identification. So we're gonna get daily bonus rewards for each dungeon. So for players who are probably skipping, I would probably just skip the less useful dungeons, because even with the daily reward, I don't think it's worth your stamina. You might as well just use the stamina in something where you prefer to farm, like, you know, C10, or if you're farming evasion gear, that's the red boss. I'm forgetting the name of him, honestly. I'm so bad with the names in this game, but yeah, great change, honestly. Great change, no complaints. More freebies, maybe, because in the future you never know, maybe you will require specific sets. So this is just going to be more helpful for players who are going to be farming different sets, right? Stamina restoration count increase and price adjustments. This is one of the biggest debates of this game. I mean, sorry, of this update, because we already know how bad stamina acquisition in this game is, right? And now they're choosing to increase it from 10 times to 20 times, which is great. But now the issue is the cost of stamina restoration is going to be 60 at all levels. So even if you're doing it just the first time, the second time, it's still going to be 60 ether, which is a lot, because previously, if you're doing it up to 3 times, I believe, it was only 30 ether. So in 90 ether, you're getting 180 stamina. But now you're just gonna get how much in 90 stamina? I mean, sorry, 90 ether. You can't even do in 90 ether. You have to at least give it 120 ether just for 120 stamina. So it's like 1 ether is equal to 1 stamina, which is a terrible price. Like, this is something which should not be there. At least lower the ether cost at the first and second level, just for the free-to-play players to be able to recharge it, and then maybe they can consider to recharge it, you know, further according to their ether deposits. Not everybody is a light spender or dolphin or whale, you know. Nobody can spend 120, 180 ether every single day just for the same amount of stamina. That's bullshit. That's crazy. You need to fix this, really. Like, I would really respect if you just lowered the price to 30 ether, at least for the first or second recharge. I think that would play a really good part on you. I already know you guys are doing great in terms of, you know, quality of updates, your free-to-play friendliness with the new updates. They're great, no complaints, but this is something which, you know, me personally, I'm also facing. The stamina crunch is real, and let me tell you, I'm a light spender. I buy the battle pass and the monthly pass every month, right? So I know how bad the situation is with ether and stamina. I mean, not ether, sorry, just stamina. But yeah, just try to at least, you know, consider, or just give us something like the leaf system from Epic 7, like I talked about earlier. Give us something to recharge stamina freely. Like, we don't have to feel so much like obligated to do it, right? Because it feels bad to spend so much ether on stamina. It just feels bad, right? Apart from that, of course, there's new packs, new packs for all, so many packs for all. Yeah, you can look at that on your own. I'm probably just not gonna buy any of them. But apart from that, this update is loaded. I think it was overall good. Just the stamina part was really, you know, which took everybody by surprise. At least they should have, you know, done it gradually, or just they should have just at least kept the first or two purchases at 30 ether, because 60 is literally doubling it, right? It's a huge hit. The good thing is, of course, for whales or people who are, you know, in the territory to refresh stamina 20 times. Well, you don't have to pay so much now, right? You just have to pay 60 for each refresh. Yeah, apart from that, no real other major highlights. Of course, buffs, Eliza, Laplace. I think Laplace is gonna be great, but I feel Eliza has got the better buff here. I think Laplace also has great buff, but just her utility just seems to me that she's lacking, at least in PvP, the area where I'm concerned. Eliza might, again, this is a very very like a 20% chance of she might see the light of day in arena or something like that, in very core niche teams. Laplace might as well, because, you know, you need to stack a lot of debuffs, and mages, they're just not known for so much good speed. Like, they're barely average. I think Laplace has one of the better speeds. I think she's at 129 or something. I don't know. I mean, enough crapping. This is me, this is Cypher out. Hope you guys have a great day, great weekend, great Sunday. Get ready to work, boys. It's tomorrow's Monday, right? Work, school, college. I don't know. I don't know what you guys go, right? But yeah, I'll see you later. Peace.